I am the Retro Game Fox, and this is the Sega Dreamcast. And can anyone guess what's wrong with it? If you looked at the title, you're wrong. There's actually nothing wrong with this one. I'm just using it as an example to show you how to fix the biggest issue with this thing, the random restart. And the random restart actually causes many of these things to be thrown away every year. And it's really a shame because it's such an easy fix to do. I mean, seriously, anyone can do it. All you need is a Phillips head screwdriver and a paper towel and some alcohol. That's all you need to fix the random restart of the Sega Dreamcast. I know there's more issues that the Sega Dreamcast can have, but I'm just going to cover the random restart because it's the most common and it's the easiest to repair. First thing you're going to want to do is flip it over and see there are 4 screws. 1, 2, 3. And I just said there was 4. That's because there's one hidden behind the modem. Right here. So you'll have to remove all these screws. And it's actually very easy to remove them. It's just standard Phillips head. Oops. Don't want to lose any. Very bad to lose a screwdriver. Or not a screwdriver, a screw. Because you don't know if you'll get it back. It's always nice to have all your screws. There. Those are all removed. Now we can open up the unit. There's the inside of the Sega Dreamcast. Now here's the failure point that causes the random restart. Right here is the main power supply for the Sega Dreamcast. Up here is your controller board, along with the controller for your controller inputs, along with your backup battery for memory. Actually, I need to replace that battery. I think I'll do that sometime in the future. Underneath here is the main circuit board for the brains, and then this is just the optical disc drive. But the issue that fails is this spot right here, this bridge between the power supply and the main board. What happens is the metal that these contacts are made out of can corrode, and as the device draws more current from the power supply, they heat and expand, and when they expand, they slightly disconnect from each other. This causes a failure in the main CPU and restarts the console. That's why it's random, because it just randomly moves. As you can see, there's nothing wrong with this board at all. There's no problems up here, there's no problems down there. This is where the issue is, if there's ever a problem. And this is how you fix it. You just have to clean it. Now, to clean it, I would recommend a 70 or higher % of alcohol. But if you really want to be really good at cleaning, I highly recommend that you buy some chemical. You can find it online. It's called Deoxit. I'll put a link in the description where you can buy it. But that stuff is absolutely wonderful. And since I already started, you have to remove, I believe, 2 screws. You have the screw here, and you have a screw over here. But first, you want to disconnect that. This connects over here. Actually, no, this is the power switch over here. I'm sorry. It's been a while since I've worked on this thing. When I got it, it had the random restart. That's actually kind of sad because I bought it used at a game shop. The bastards sold me a broken console. Anyways, it was easily fixable for me. And just slide it out. And that's done. This is where you need to put some alcohol, most likely. You don't have to, but it's recommended. So get in there and clean it somehow, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to clean these contacts here. I don't know how well you can see because my camera refuses to focus. There you go. You can see there are some rough spots on them. And that's what we're going to get rid of with the alcohol. So just take your 70% or higher alcohol. I don't recommend using 50% or anything lower. I highly recommend using Deoxit if you get your hands on it. I don't have any, so I'm just gonna do it here. And it's much better actually if you use some cotton swabs for this. But again, that's something else I don't have. I'm trying to watch what I'm doing on here and then watch what I'm doing on the camera. It's actually very, very difficult, especially since the lighting is not optimal in here. And there we go. That's cleaned. Now when you're in here, I also recommend taking a can of air spray and spraying off any dust, anything that might be on the fan or these grates over here. On the fan or the grates. And of course, we're going to be also cleaning the eye, which is always a good idea when you actually have the opportunity to clean the eye. And you just ever so delicately have to clean it. And alcohol, do not use Deoxit when you clean the eye. If you're going to use any other kind of contact cleaner, just use standard alcohol and a cotton swab or a cotton ball. And just gently clean the eye. That's a little much on there, so I'm going to dab up the rest. Use some of the paper towel to dab up some of the rest. And there we go. All clean. Now, for the reassembly part. Let me just zoom back out. There we go. For the reassembly part, just gently slide the pins back through the contact. Clip the board onto these clips here. I forgot to mention that actually. Remember that there are some clips on this side over here. Make sure the clip on that side connects, and I don't believe there's one on that side, so mainly just make sure that one's connected. And now we can put the screws back in. And a small tip, don't screw them in all the way until you have all the screws in. It just makes things easier for lining up, because then you have some wiggle room in case you have to move it. It's always a pain when you put in two screws and screw them down all the way, and then the third screw won't go in because it's slightly off-centered. That's on. Gently slide this back over, flip it over, and now reinsert your last screws. This is a very important thing to actually be able to do with your Genesis or Dreamcast, knowing how to do this if you have issues with the random restart. I remember when I first got this thing, I was freaking out because I didn't know what was wrong with it, and I was thinking about taking it back, and it never hurts just to do a little bit of internet research. And if you can do the internet research, you can a lot of the times fix the issues you're having at little or no charge to you and not have to replace the unit. I'd always say I'd rather fix something than replace something, because if you replace it and it goes in the landfill, it's never coming back. That device is off the face of the planet forever. I'd rather just repair it. That way it still exists and can do what it was designed to do. Play games. And if anyone noticed, this is a non-molested unit. I don't modify my consoles. I have one console that's modified because it came that way when I bought it from a friend. I do not modify my consoles. I don't do it. Anyways, that's pretty much all it takes to fix the random restart of the Sega Dreamcast. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time.